Hello YouTube, it's Little Derek Comics back with another video, and today we are going to be looking at the Vi gameplay reveal trailer for 2XKO. So I'm gonna just let the trailer play out and give my initial thoughts, and then I'm gonna go back through and break down the actual, gameplay. So let's go ahead and start the trailer.
Let's go. What do you got?
Ooh.
I'm not done with
Ooh. 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 Oh my gosh. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, she looks insane. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, okay.
Yeah. I'd hate to fight me too.
All right, so now we're going to be getting into the breakdown end of things. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Vi is such an aura for me. Okay, so this right here, this first part. Let's talk about this. So I love this animation by the way, but she's got like this kind of fake out move. You see, Alawi goes for a kick, and then Vi kind of fades back. So she rushes in, and then she like does this kind of jerk back. So I'm assuming you can just kind of control directions and cancel into each other. This is a special move. Each character has two different specials or two different special buttons technically. I'm gonna just call this special one. She does her special one, fakes out the kick, and then you can see her rush back and then go in for that punch. And the animation kind of cancels when she goes into that punch. So it's kind of, I think you have the option of just either maneuvering or going for a punch. And this punch is different from all of her other normals. So I think this specific punch is specific to that actual special move. So I think your options are to just kind of run around with the special move and fake people out, or go in for a punch. I don't think you can do anything else out of that besides maybe like just cancel it entirely. And you see she kind of, yeah, you see from that punch she kind of dashes in and goes for this. I'm assuming it's medium because we'll see the same punch later, but a medium. So she launches her up in the air, and then so I'm assuming she just kind of quick jumps and then goes for, I'm assuming, a heavy, like an aerial heavy, and then that kind of causes a knockdown. Yeah, okay, so she jumps over Vi, and this will be a good little maneuver too, because you see Vi kind of run in with the special move, and then Alawi jumps over her head, and then before she can even hit the ground, Vi goes for, I'm gonna call this special two because it's so drastically different. But she goes for like one of the versions of her special two. This is really insane because you could probably stop cross ups. It's gonna be great for jump ins and anti airs and all that. So this is gonna be a really good move. And hitbox is crazy. This is like Ultra Instinct Goku in Fighters, that kind of deal. That's what it reminds me of. It's probably not nearly as quick, but that just looks like a good move, right? And you seem like you have a decent amount of time to do it too. So, and it leaves them in like this flying state. So all around, that's a really good special move. She runs in, and then with the same little maneuver, the special one, you can also do a slide, right? So again, I'm assuming it's direction based. I'm assuming you press the special attack, and then you can kind of go whichever direction you want. And this will probably be a downward direction. So if you do the slide, you can switch sides with the opponent. So this is huge. This is really great for mix-ups, and we'll see later in the video there's a lot of crazy combos and mix-ups you can do with this. So she switches sides and then goes for a light into a medium. Let me slow it down a bit. But yeah, light, this is her standing light. This is the most basic jab. This is stand light. Into, that's got to be another light. So with the normals and the specials, there's a light, medium, and a heavy, but you can do different directions for some of them, and they'll give you a different attack. So this is probably a command normal. It's probably like a backwards light or something like that. You can kind of do this in fighters with certain characters, and even if you like hold back with any character in fighters, it might give you 2 different hits. So this is probably a light into a light. Into that medium, this is a much heavier attack. So light, light, medium, into heavy. And then that's the launcher again. You know, I might be wrong on some of these, but that is definitely a universal launcher. And then she jumps up and then clocks her with. So whenever you glow red like this is a heavy attack. The heavy attacks, when you can hold the heavy attacks, and it'll give you a much more devastating attack. It's called like a critical or something. So yeah, she comes up and hits with a critical. Okay, yeah, then she knocks her down and then comes down with that special attack. So very devastating combo. And then they transition. And then you see right here, Echo through some kind of projectile. So she, jerks back with the special and then like runs through that projectile and slides behind him. So I'm going to assume this goes through projectiles. And she went through the projectile before she even slid. Like you see the projectile just missed her entirely right here. And then she slides and crosses up. Well, not crosses up, but switches sides. And then he goes for a super. And I'm assuming this is her level 1 super or one of them. I forgot if they have multiple level 1 supers. But yeah, and then she just hits him with her super. And they transition again. So yeah, her super, or at least that specific super, looks like it counters supers. Unless, or else it's like the priority thing where if you did the super move last, then you hit last. It might be that kind of case. But I'm going to just assume that that beats a lot of supers. So let's continue. So she goes for those medium, heavy, and then I'm going to assume that's another heavy, that little knee right there. It's probably like a forward heavy maybe. It's some kind of command normal because she did it after the heavy and that doesn't seem like a special move. That's just got to be a normal. And then she jerks back. Yeah, that's another thing. You usually don't cancel specials into other specials. So that was probably a stand, maybe forward or backward, heavy. And then she cancels into the little rush again. And she gets hit. So, you might be invincible to projectiles, but you're not invincible to attacks. So, this is not a busted move. This isn't something you can just go through everything with. So keep that in mind. You can get bopped out of that. So they transition into this, and I'm pretty sure this is probably like some sort of alternate intro maybe. Because it's different than the intro she had earlier. I'm wondering if it's because like she has Jinx as a team up in this rather than earlier she was probably like soloing, because you can have like, you could either play 2 characters or you can play 1 character with an assist, if that makes sense. So I'm wondering if this is changing based upon that, or if you can have like customizable intros or something like that, because I do know there's a lot of customizable options. This is a free-to-play game.
Falcon punch!
So she comes in with this really strong punch, and I'm gonna assume this is a part of like that special 2. So I'm gonna assume special 1 is like the kind of maneuvers and the dodges and stuff like that, and then special 2 is like the really heavy punch right here. I'm assuming the punch and the little strong hits to the ground are probably like special 2. So she sends him flying. Like they went across the stage, and he's still like tumbling. He's just rolling. And then she gets to like dash in, and she's gonna continue the combo. So medium into heavy. And then she calls out Jinx and goes into like that kind of second heavy I was talking about. And this is complicated. So Jinx, I don't know if you saw it, but she threw up this little projectile object thing. And then Vi continues the combo with that strong punch again. And you see the projectile hits the ground, a little bomb. So yeah, I think, yeah. He comes down and the bomb kind of jumps up and hits him in the air a little bit more. And meanwhile, Vi did her special move to switch sides. You could also switch sides in the middle of a combo. Now, this ain't great because now she's in the corner, but if it continues the combo pressure, then hey, it works. So she switches sides, he gets blown up by the bomb, and she jumps up and does this freaking body slam kind of throw. She's got an aerial command throw. And I think that's also special too. I think depending on the direction you press on special 2, you might get a command throw. It's one of the specials. So yeah. All right, and then once she activates that throw, right? When she starts the throw animation, you see Jinx kind of turns green. That means she active tagged into Jinx. So now she's playing as Jinx. So there's a lot of juggling going on here. You have to like know when to tag in. You see, these are very like specifically timed like switches. It's not just like, oh, I'm tagging you in to continue the combo. It's like, no, I'm doing my special. You're already tagged in. And before you leave, I'm going to tag into you while I finish this combo. So this can get really complicated. But yeah, while she's going for the throw, you can see Jinx here. And then you see how she's just running around. You're playing as Jinx now. And Jinx throws out this little monkey machine while dude's getting body slammed in the corner. So, and then she, shoots at the little monkey. And so now the monkey can move and he's going to detonate soon. Meanwhile, homeboy over here, let me look at his character's name. Braum? Is that his name? Braum? Yeah, Braum's over here trying to recover. And he's in the middle of Jinx and Vi, which I don't think Vi can really do anything at this point. But yeah, he's rolling in, and while he's rolling, Jinx switches back to Vi. And then Jinx hits the monkey, and that crosses him up. And you couldn't really see it. Let me see if I can get it. But he does get hit during that. So he got crossed up by something. Oh my gosh, this is actually confusing. So yeah, I think he just didn't block, actually. But yeah, he gets up, gets hit by Jinx, and he's facing towards Vi because that's the point character. He's supposed to be facing her now, and the game's kind of being weird about it. But Vi is using the dash, and then she'll like switch over. So now you see how he's turned sides because Vi is switching sides, and the monkey is getting ready to detonate. Keep that in mind. So he's blocking. He was crouch blocking towards Vi, but he was supposed to be blocking the monkey. That's already a really nasty mix-up, and he's going to eat a nice little combo for that. But yeah, he gets stunned, and then while he gets stunned by this monkey, Vi charges up one of the criticals and just slams him into the ground. And then comes down with what I'm assuming is another heavy. She just comes up with this strong punch, and that leaves him in like this aerial state. It does a big ground bounce, so you're not even safe on the ground. Because that was a serious knockdown, and then she just boom, just hits him again. And then she just goes into that level 1 super. And then right here, there's like a parry, and then she does like a reversal basically with the parry. It's weird because usually when I see the parries in this game, they usually just kind of get them off of them and then they have like advantage, but that was all like one move. It looked like it went immediately into it once it like connected. So, but regardless, it does a stun, and she goes in for that special punch. I'm calling it a special because it's different from her normals. Also, it glows blue, and I'm pretty sure all the specials glow blue. So stun into special punch, which causes a side switch too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, she side switches, so that could be good for getting people in the corner. And then she winds up for the medium punch into a command throw. So, a usual throw will not combo like this. And oftentimes neither will a command throw, but if it does like grab somebody like this, it's a command throw. And then it causes like this, it's a ground bounce, and then you get a ground bounce and a side switch from this. So that's a very strong move. And then you get these little JoJo rushes. And that caused like a wall bounce, wall flat kind of deal. Right here, you can see one of Jinx's moves. It reminds me of BB Hood, Balletta's missile and MVC2, that assist. So this is probably going to have a very similar utility. But yeah, Vi slides. She does a side switch. So this will be good for, if you want to do mix-ups in the corner when people are like coming back down to the ground. Because you see, before she hits the ground, she goes and side switches. So that can be pretty dangerous for you and the opponent. Because if the opponent sees it, they could probably just keep you in the corner if they know what they're doing. But yeah, so now we have another mix-up because there's a missile coming from behind, and then Vi is like just right in her face. So she successfully blocks the bomb, it looks like. And then Vi goes for medium, heavy, and then she cancels the heavy into a special one. And then goes for a throw. Now, I don't think this is a command throw. This is just a normal throw. She didn't like combo it or anything. It didn't. Now, it looks very strong, though. I wouldn't be surprised if this was another command throw. But I think this is just her normal throw animation. And then this right here. That looked like an aerial special. So we've seen her other little throws and things like that, but I think her special one gives her like some aerial maneuver. That would make a lot of sense for like one special to be more like maneuver based and the other one to be like more attack and grapple based. So yeah, she shoots that down. I'm assuming another special, and then gets a nasty cross up overhead. It was like a little fake out because he goes for this attack. So it'll keep you in the air longer so she didn't have to eat this tornado. And then gets the cross up and hits, yeah, that's medium. Into heavy. Yeah, into special one and the little punch from special one. Into, bruh, this is an electric wind god fist. I'm not gonna lie to you. But yeah, into launcher, into dashes, into another launcher, into the special punch, into what I'm assuming that special punch. Can you charge that? Because it feels like it hits different. Because like she kind of just winded that up. Let me see that again. Yeah, I think you can charge that. That's interesting. But yeah, she hits him, knocks him down, and then Jinx does like this little ray gun attack while he's stumbling from that other attack. So you will get a kind of stumble from that attack. He'll kind of be fumbling and rolling after you done hit somebody with that nasty punch. But yeah, after Jinx does her attack from the assist, there's another active tag. And then tag back into Vi. And then Vi does the little combo. And then we get our level 3 super.
Yeah. I'd hate to fight me too.
So yeah, that is Vi. So also we get a closed beta on September 9th. The closed beta will kind of be up and running even after the fact. So they'll probably be, I think they're adding more people as the beta goes along. So, stay tuned for that. That's right around the corner. This will be really sick. You're gonna see a lot of gameplay from these characters. And yeah, what are my thoughts on Vi? So I think she looks amazing. She's got some really just powerful attacks. I think she'll be an amazing, just fun character to use. I don't know if I'll main her. She's not my favorite character in the show, but I do really appreciate how they designed her in this game. Let me know how you feel about Vi and how you feel about the mechanics of the game and everything like that. Are you excited for the closed beta? Will you be playing? It is going to be a free to play game when it does drop, so keep that in mind. But and if you like more, gameplay breakdowns and trailer breakdowns like this, subscribe and leave a like and share it with somebody. Help me out. But yeah, with all that being said, that is the end of the video, and I'm out. Peace.